In February, we put forward an amendment to the Conservative budget for Suffolk County Council. The Conservatives proposed to cut £34.5 million from their expenditure for this year. They called it savings, but actually, although there were some genuine savings from doing things better, it was mostly about increasing the charges for vital services such as home care and school transport, savings from not paying people properly for the work that they do, and savings from just cutting services altogether. Last June, we were told there was £177 million in the bank. The non-schools, non-capital reserves, that is, the money that has accumulated from the difference between what the council spends and what it takes in, went up by £14 million in the year from the 1st of April 2014 to the 1st of April 2015. We argued that it made no sense to squirrel money away while at the same time cutting vital services. We would have loved to reverse all the cuts the Conservatives have made in Suffolk since they took control of the council 11 years ago. If we had been willing to spend all of that £177 million, we could have done that. But that would only have worked for 2 or 3 years, because once the reserves money has been spent, you can't spend it again the next year. But what we could do, what we knew any normal, sane, rational person would accept, would be to spend the increase in the reserves, so that we didn't just carry on squirreling away money. That's what we proposed in our amendment. We put forward £14 million worth of changes to the Conservative plans to match the £14 million that the reserves had gone up in the previous year. Those changes are really important things. We proposed increasing the money paid for care for the elderly and disabled by £5 million, because we could see that the whole care system in Suffolk was becoming unsafe. We think that is one of the most important services for Suffolk people, to know that their loved ones are safe when they're in care. We proposed a £2 million increase in highways maintenance, because we know how fed up Suffolk people are with the state of our roads. And this isn't just about their feelings, it's about whether Suffolk can earn its keep, about people's ability to get to work, about freight, about attracting tourism. We proposed a £1 million increase in the amount spent on working with health, because we think it's daft for more and more people to be going into A&E because they've not been protected by public health, and more people to be stuck in hospital, sometimes for weeks on end, because they haven't got a care regime in place to enable them to go home. We propose to reverse the Conservative cuts in staff training, in grants to charities, in libraries and children's centres and school transport and help for young people with autism and trading standards and bus services. We wanted to spend more on teacher recruitment and housing for young people leaving care, and making sure everyone had a free organic waste bin collection. We argued that there was absolutely no need to cut the number of firefighters in our county, in what is already just about the most cost-effective fire service in the country. All of those changes that would make a real difference to people's lives in Suffolk, which would make our county healthier and greener and safer and more prosperous, all of that came to just under £14 million. "You can't do that," said the Conservatives. "This year we will already be taking some money out of the reserves. We can't afford to take any more out." "You said that last year," we said, "and yet you added money to the reserves last year as well." "This year is different," said the Conservatives. But it wasn't just between June 2014 and June 2015 that they squirreled away another £14 million. From the 1st of April 2010 to the 1st of April 2015, the overall level of reserves in this county went up from £77 million to £177 million. That's an average of £20 million squirreled away each year. In what way is this year different, we asked. "Oh, we'll definitely have to take money out of reserves this year," said the Conservatives. Well, last week we got the results for the 1st of April 2015 to the 1st of April 2016. And guess what? The reserves went up by another £14 million. The same amount as the previous year, and the same amount that we propose to spend on the vital services that Suffolk people have said they want. So you have a very clear choice. Over the coming months, the Labour group will be making it clear to people what we really value, what we think the County Council could and should be doing different and better. We will point out all those things where a bit of spending now, such as on apprenticeships or on safety alarm systems in the home or on maintaining our roads better, will actually build our economy and save us money in the long term. And then, when we come to February and we are faced with yet more cuts by the Conservatives, we will propose another amendment to their budget which will safeguard those services that we have identified. But this time, with your support, it can be different. Because this time, after the Conservatives have rejected our amendment and started to go ahead with their cuts, we will have an election. You must choose. Do you want to vote for a county council which will continue to add to the enormous pile of dosh in the bank? Or do you want a county council which will keep all of our firefighters and extend the range of children's centres and mend our roads quicker and improve our broadband and restore our bus services and give our older people the certainty that all of our social care is safe? If you choose to elect a new county council, a county council led by Labour councillors who are focused on services and not ideologically fixated on cuts, we will bring back our amendment as an emergency budget, just as we wrote it in February, and fulfil the promises that we have asked you to elect us on.